Let's move on then. Aditya Birla Group's fashion and lifestyle venture Tomorrow has invested 125 crores for a 16% stake in Universal Sports Business, which is the Axel and Virat Kohli backed parent of the clothing brand Wrogn. We've got Prashant Alluru, who's the CEO and co-founder Tomorrow House of Brands, as well as Anjana Reddy, co-founder of Wrogn. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining in. Prashant, to begin with, to walk us through the contours of this deal, what does this bring for Aditya Birla Fashion?
Thanks, Avant, for having us on your show. I think, as you know, Tomorrow is a house of brands that's focused on fashion and lifestyle. And as part of that, we're building brands both in emerging categories and also category leaders like Wrogn and other brands that we have like Baby Coof and TIGC. The idea of including having Wrogn in our portfolio is from twofold. One is, of course, we back strong founders like Anjana and Vikram, who've sort of built a very strong leadership position till date. But we also see significant growth opportunities in front of us, whether it's expanding within men's casual itself and becoming a lifestyle brand to getting into other segments like women, teens down the line. Equally making it a truly lifestyle brand, which is available for young consumers wherever they shop, whether it's the direct-to-consumer website or app, whether it's e-commerce marketplaces, or whether it's offline and omni. And as part of that, we think Tomorrow brings a lot of capabilities and networks that we are investing horizontally for our entire portfolio to help Wrogn get to the next level. And hence, we think the path to building a leadership position over the next 5-7 years is significant and massive for us. And happy to sort of very, very thrilled to and excited to the journey that we're going to embark on with Anjana and Vikram.
So Anjana, for you, what does this deal exactly mean? How are you looking to scale?
So one, I think for us, this partnership is something that we've always wanted. I think, just having Tomorrow, Prashant on board and the entire Aditya Birla network helps accelerate our brands much faster, whether it is D2C, whether it's the tech integration that they're helping us with, whether it's offline, whether it's omni. So I think, we've got a well-rounded partner who can support every aspect of every need of the company. And with their support, we're looking at accelerating the growth, what we would have taken probably 10 years to, hit that in the next 5 years.
Right, and Prashant, with this investment, you've added another millennial-focused fashion brand. You plan to become a house of brands enterprise that you've been telling us about. Tell us a little bit more about how this synergizes.
Absolutely. So with Wrogn coming into our portfolio, I think we'll close as of second half of last year at 1,000 crore scale. And if you look at our portfolio, we have two kinds of brands. One, large brands like Wrogn, Baby Coof, and TIGC, which are in the 200 to 350 crore zone. And all of them are category leaders in their own respective right and are looking to become large lifestyle brands. And each of them are growing 25-30% is the plan ahead. Equally, we have mid-sized brands, which are category creators. These are typically emerging categories like flash leisure, which is fashion forward athleisure. Maybe brands like Nobero. We've got, India 2 or Tier 2, Tier 3 India focused value pricing brands like Urbano and Weirdo, which solve uniquely for that TG. So fundamentally, with the portfolio of 8 brands, we think we are solving for both millennials and Gen Zs, new age consumers. But equally, we are hitting different price points on the price ladder and also different categories and different consumer TGs. So, and all of these brands are leadership brands, whether it's a category emerging category creator or it's a large leadership position like in the case of Wrogn. So we're quite happy with the foundation we've laid out in the last 2 years and crossing 1,000 crore scale. And our ambition is to cross $1 billion scale in the next 5 to 7 years and focus sharply on fashion lifestyle only and building deep vertical capabilities, category expertise, brand building expertise, product and technology and data science expertise. And all of that, multiple brands benefit from.
Anjana, you've also mentioned that Wrogn is looking to become a 1,500 crore brand over the next 5 years. Tell us a little bit more about how you plan to reach that scale.
So when we envisioned Wrogn, we always envisioned it to be, the go-to fashion brand for young India, but also a lifestyle brand. So the way we look at hitting these numbers is to actually expand some of the categories, get into women, get into like footwear, get into some of the other categories where you complete the lifestyle play for the young Indian man. And that combined with the channel partner strategy of selling both online, offline, and with the tech enabling of that Tomorrow brings in, we think we're well on path to hitting that milestone that we set ourselves.
And also, Anjana, this partnership is going to help expand your offline footprint. You're looking to scale up the D2C business. Tell us more about how you plan to do that.
So one, right now, I mean, the consumer that we target, which is predominantly the millennials and Gen Z, it's become, we got to be aware, available everywhere where they want us. So it's just not offline, online, omni. I think everything has become interchangeable today. But directly answering the offline question, right now we are at about 350 points of sale. The idea is to take that to at least 600-700 points of sale over the next 5 years and enabling omni while doing it. In the same breath, we're also, plugging in our D2C. Our D2C is a channel which is available to us, which we've not, focused or rather built out, because we were primarily focusing on building the brand first. And we believe if the brand gets established, then D2C, the unit economics, all of that make a lot more sense. And then with tomorrow coming in, I think, the D2C help, the omni help, the data science, everything that goes in, because fashion, there's a lot of data that, I mean, most people think fashion is frivolous, but there's actually a lot of data science. You can ask Prashant how much he's been seeing data over the last couple of months, probably. So I think just, getting all these pieces together will really help enable us in having a 360-degree approach to the consumer, because today I don't think as a brand we dictate whether we should be online or offline strategy. I think the strategy is to be available at the convenience of the customer, and that entails it all. And that's how we are looking at it, saying consumer first, and where do they shop, how do they need. In terms of the geographic split, South is one of our strongest markets. While having said that, that's also because we're from the South. We've started expansion in the South. Through the LFRs and online, we've been able to penetrate pan-India, length and breadth. Delhi NCR is the largest market for us online. So it's a good split across the country for us. Probably around currently about 45% is tier 1 and metro cities in the network. And tier 2, tier 3 is where the driving engine also is. So a lot of new upcoming markets that probably didn't exist 10 years ago. You're seeing them coming up with good consumption also in all these pockets across India. So it's not like what it was 10 years ago when we started, where the concentration of most of commerce happened in the top 5-10 cities. Right now, it's nicely spread across, and I think e-commerce and online also helped enable that.
Yeah, the other thing I would add, Aban, is just the fact that among all celebrity-led brands, I think Wrogn has a very unique position in the country. If you look at the combination of what Virat Kohli has brought to the brand over the last 10 years and continues to do over the next 5-10 years, I think that's quite distinctive, because it's not only the celeb and the brand DNA that Wrogn has, but equally the operator and brand building capabilities that Anjana and Vikram have brought to the table. So if you look at more celebrity-led brands, I think this best of both worlds hasn't happened. And that's primarily because Virat is not just a brand ambassador, but he's an investor, he's an owner, he's the face of the brand, and the brand's grown with how his own personality has grown over the years. And we think that's a massive asset we have, and we'll continue to leverage that in building it out further.
Right, and Prashant, you're also looking to exceed the $1 billion mark in sales over the next 5 to 7 years. What's going to drive that?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we don't see ourselves as a fund. So I think we are an operator, we're a brand builder. So I think this is a house of brands that's building brands for perpetuity, right? So like Aditya Birla Fashion has done in the traditional world, we're doing that for new age consumers with a digital first lens. So as part of our portfolio today, if you look at it, we've got many young Gen Z and millennial focused brands, but we want to continue to plug the gap by focusing on some areas like women's Western wear and fast fashion, kids in a bigger way, footwear and accessories and non-apparel opportunities. And in a couple of years, we'll also expand into beauty and personal care and the soft lines part of home. So fundamentally a fashion lifestyle portfolio with capabilities that serve 12 to 15 brands in steady state. And most of these brands will either be 1,000 to 1,500 crore brands or 500 to 600 crore brands, depending on their starting point. So it's a very concentrated, focused game with a brand builder mindset, and not just to aggregate many things. And that's the thesis with which we started tomorrow, and we are quite happy with the foundation we've laid in the last 2 years.
Right, and Anjana, the online fashion market is expected to grow to approximately $35 billion by FY28. How do you want to capitalize on that?
Right now we started, like Prashant said, we started digital first. So we're one of the largest players right now currently in India online, probably in the top 5 brands across the country with the young space. So we understand the online space well. We've actually led with online first. And we're geared up for it. So I think online is a little different, where, it's a lot more supply chain capabilities and all of that also coming in. And with Tomorrow and Prashant's team, like he mentioned, them being operating partners, it helps strengthen some of these back-end supply chain systems and processes that will help us enable e-commerce and be a part of that next 5-year journey in the e-commerce space in India.
All right, Prashant as well as Anjana, thank you for joining in. With that, we'll wrap it up on this leg of the show. Thanks so much for watching.